My name is Kanda. Though we get abundant amount of proteins through plants and other vegetables and other food materials, why people choose a meat as a main source of protein for their body?
One is those human beings who literally live in a scenario where they cannot get anything else. For example, say you lived in Siberia, Russia. As far as my knowledge goes, a person in Siberia cannot become a vegan. Someone who's living in an igloo, the Eskimos, the Inuits, I don't think, unless they have like a shopping complex nearby to them, I don't think they can become a vegan. But apart from them, the majority of humanity who are living closer to the equator, because the farther you go from the equator is when it gets colder and colder, we can grow crops around this area. But then why do people still choose to consume meat? It's for the following reasons. First thing is that people don't like being told what to do. Being very clear, I would not, I was sitting there and someone came on stage and spoke about veganism, I wouldn't be too happy with it. People don't like being told what to do, which is why I made very clear in the beginning, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just giving information. If you want, you take it. When you push a message onto people, they get resistant. But apart from that, a major reason why human beings eat meat is this. Your brain works in a particular way. Through the millions of years of evolution on Earth, we came from ape-like creatures to human beings. This exists for all creatures. In your brain, whenever you feel pleasure, there's a chemical called as dopamine that is secreted in your head. Dopamine. So basically, for example, when you eat something that is so tasty basically means your brain is secreting more dopamine. The only two times in a natural setting environment where the brain will secrete major amounts of dopamine is either during mating, that is sexual activity, or when you're eating food. Why? Because the DNA in your body is reinforcing you to do two things. One is get enough food, don't get eaten and stay safe. Number two, reproduce and produce copies of yourself. The whole point of existence when you look at our DNA is just to eat, reproduce, that's all we're doing. So when you eat meat is high in calories. It has a high amount of fat to it. Understand, you can divide calories into three groups: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Meat does not have any carbohydrate. It has only protein and fat. Fat is very high in calories, so is protein. So when you cook that meat in a particular way, add certain spices and some salt, and you bite into it, there is this explosion that happens in your brain. Just think of it this way. If I blindfolded right now 3 people on stage, and each of their mouths, I say I put spinach, will that taste really good? Not really. Say I put ice cream, that tastes really good. Now, even though they're blindfolded, can they tell the difference? Of course they can, because even though if you can't see it or smell it or hear it, your brain can sense it. It is an extraordinary calorie detection device. So it detects, oh, this food is high in calories, therefore I will reward you for, because the brain doesn't know we're living in a society. You realize the human brain still thinks we're living in the wild. So it will react the same way as it would in the wild. It is thinking right now there is scarcity of food. So when you eat meat, it is thinking, oh, this guy has discovered some meat. We should reward him for that, so he'll keep doing this. So meat eating is a very rewarding habit. So is the consumption of certain dairy products. Like milk, if you just drink bland, it's like that, it's not so good, right? But if you were to churn it and take all the butter out of it, and then you fry something in that, why? Because now you again increase the amount of calories in it. So basically your brain detects calories. Potatoes taste good, French fries taste great, but fried chicken tastes better. That's just a scientific fact. Your brain will secrete more dopamine. That again just shows that my sensory pleasures are more important to me than an animal's life. And we as vegans are saying that that's wrong because the animal does not agree with it. Similarly, those who take drugs, okay, if I was a drug addict, I would be going, and let's say I needed more money to buy drugs I couldn't get, I would steal because my brain is pushing me, dude, you need to get that hit again, go, go, go. Similarly, although meat and dairy and eggs are not to that level of a high, they nevertheless give a human such a high that now they have to give up eating them. It feels like they're losing something. If meat, dairy, and eggs tasted like neem leaves, I would not have such a difficult time convincing people to go vegan. It's because they taste fantastic, and that's why people will not listen. Most people are so adamant against it because it's something they don't want to give up. That's the reason why. It just tastes good. That's the answer. Thank you.